The Oneida Herkimer Solid Waste Authority's Recycle One and Done program allows all residents to mix recyclables together in one bin for collection. You can mix cardboard, paper, plastic, metal, and glass. In the city of Utica, the city no longer provides orange recycling containers for residents. Residents are now allowed to use any durable plastic or metal reusable container with a lid and place a Recycle One sticker on the container for recycling collection. With the Recycle One program, recyclables can be mixed together loosely in your bin with no plastic bags. Because the authority has some drop-off programs and the curbside recycling program, sometimes things can get a little bit confusing with what can and can't go in the recycling bin. So in order to help residents easily find answers to what belongs in the recycling bin or has to be blue bagged or dropped off, you can visit amirecyclable.com and find answers to thousands of items for proper disposal and recycling. Because residents in the city of Utica can now use a container of their choice, it does bring benefits to the city because in that one recycling bin, you're mixing all of your recyclables together with no plastic bags. So one large container allows you to fit everything in one. And also because there's no plastic bags, when those recyclables are loose, if they're not in a large lidded container, when it gets windy out, it can blow your recyclables out of the recycling bin and put litter all over the streets. By using a container of your choice with a lid, when collection time comes, in order to prevent that lid from falling off and that lid blowing away, we suggest just taking a rope or a string and putting a hole in the lid and a hole in the container and tying the two of them together so that the lid is constantly staying attached to your container. Sometimes knowing what can and can't go in your curbside recycling bin can get a little confusing. In your recycling bin, you can mix paper, plastic, metal, and glass recyclables. Paper and cardboard, like these items here, colored paper, white paper and cardboard, old newspaper and junk mail can go in your curbside recycling bin. You can also recycle plastic bottles and containers. If you have a plastic bottle or container, if it's empty, you can place it in the recycling bin with the lid. The only exclusions are Styrofoam, prescription medicine bottles, and motor oil bottles. Other than that, if it's a bottle or container, you can toss it in the bin. You can also recycle aluminum cans and aluminum foil, metal cans such as your soup cans, in your curbside recycling bin. Last is glass items such as sauce or salsa jars and beverage bottles. They can be placed right in your curbside bin. Here are some of the items that do not belong in your curbside recycling bin. Plastics such as styrofoam cups and plates, and also plastic bags from the grocery store, and other film plastics like wrappers do not belong in your curbside recycling bin. Metal items such as pots and pans, old baking sheets, these are scrap metal items that do not belong in the curbside recycling bin. Electronics and plastic toys and cords should not be placed in the recycling bin. Prescription medicine bottles should always be placed in your regular garbage. We cannot accept them in the recycling. Some items like light bulbs, batteries, and propane tanks also cannot be placed in the recycling bin and shouldn't be placed in your trash either. If you have propane tanks, you should deliver them to the authority's Utica facility. Paint cans should not be placed in your recycling bin. If you have paint cans with leftover liquid paint, you can bring the paint to the authority's household hazardous waste facility at no charge from April through September each year. If you have empty paint cans or paint cans that just have a little bit of paint, let the paint harden and place it in your regular trash with the lid off. Hardcover books shouldn't be placed in the curbside bin either. They can be delivered to the authority's facility for proper recycling year-round. Items like old CDs or DVDs, video game cases, and the DVDs themselves are a trash item and should go in your regular garbage. Hoses are a trash item and should be placed in your trash container. Clothing cannot be placed in the recycling bin and should be either reused or donated. Plastic and metal coat hangers should be placed in the blue bag. They are not a recyclable item. If you have any further questions, go to amirecyclable.com and find out how and what to recycle, or call 731-0238. And remember, put a lid on your container and keep Utica clean and beautiful.
Fail!